a lot of money. It went to the descendants of Barbara, and since nobody knew about you, you didn't get your fair share. But your aunt passed away, and you're the only living descendant. And Eva is also a descendant, but we know that ain't her damn child. So yeah, she's in the money. And when Eva comes, she's explaining to her everything, but Eva don't believe Wiggy Wonder.
Lawful wedded husband.
To be my
Barbara. Not Barbara's heart.
With a tramp like you?
Well, I know it hurts being third rate, but aren't you accustomed to it yet?
Oh, Robin, I see you.
I myself the slut of Springfield!
Instead of a bitch in heat. I found out myself what love is all about.
Hey everybody, it's me, Nikki. Let's talk Beyond the Gates. Let me tell y'all something. It was a real light and real fluffy. We didn't really got into the meat of what's gonna happen this week, but we're laying the groundwork this episode starting off today, right? So Peaches is still telling Wiggy Wonder about the money and Barbara and everything that went on. And Wiggy Wonder is like, I'm from the streets. I got a PhD in the streets. I know this is Nicole paying you to convince me of this, and she's trying to come at me, and she's doing all of this to get at me, and it's just like she's not doing anything to get at you because this isn't Nicole. If you got a PhD from the streets, you should know you don't leave no money on the table whatsoever. Okay, you got to make sure there ain't no strings attached, and you make sure you get that money the right way, but you don't leave no money on the table. So she keeps going off on and on and on about this is Nicole. She was upset that I was at her mother's concert and acting like I belong there. And it's just like, first of all, that's not why Nicole was upset that you were at the concert. You know why she's upset. Stop trying to pass the buck like you Drew McIntyre down there to the WWE. Everything is everybody else's fault and not your fault. Please be so fucking for real right now. No. You know why she was upset with you, but this ain't her. So Peaches was like, I don't know no Nicole. I don't know that lady. But what I'm telling you is the truth. I got the paperwork. I got the hairbrush. I already did the DNA test. You stand to inherit a lot of money. It went to the descendants of Barbara, and since nobody knew about you, you didn't get your fair share. But your aunt passed away, and you're the only living descendant. And Eva is also a descendant, but we know that ain't her damn child. So yeah, she's in the money. And when Eva comes, she's explaining to her everything, but Eva don't believe Wiggy Wonder. So Peaches comes out and tells her everything. So now Eva's like, we're in the money, we're rich, we're rich. And Wiggy said, who is this we? They laugh it off, but I don't think she really plans on sharing that with her. And if she does, it's not going to be how Eva think. It's going to be strings attached to it. It's definitely going to be strings attached to that money. And Peaches ends up going to the bar, and she sees Crewneck Ted there, and she basically tells him, don't let fate force you into doing things when you could have handled it before, fate stood in. That's what happened with me. My daughter did something that I thought was unforgivable, and I let my pride and everything just take up too much time, and I didn't speak to her. And then fate forced me to have to go and, search her out and find her. Okay, she was flirting with Crewneck Ted, but he wasn't biting because he was too busy staring at Nicole. And she basically told him, listen, you sitting up here on this bar stool wasting so many hours and so many minutes and so many seconds that you'll never get back when you could be over there talking to your wife, because nothing is ever done until it's really done. Go talk to that lady. She just had to, just like that, like that, okay? Had to eat him up real quickly. And back at Wiggy Wonder's apartment, her and Eva talking about things like this don't happen. You just keep going, the world's going, and typically bad things, but some good things, and they're just happy. And she was like, Peaches wouldn't have told me any of this or connected with me had she not gotten sick. And if this money is real, I'm going to do what needs to be done, and I'm going to help take care of her. I'm going to use the money to get her the best care that money could buy, because that's my mama. That's the only one I got. That's the only person who actually cared enough to raise me and care about me. And that's what you do for mamas. And the music was so telling, because she's reeling Eva back in. She's reeling Eva back in, and she doesn't even realize it. And the music was telling me, you reeling her back in and getting her situation back in your life and stationed in a position that you wanted to keep her in. So when it eventually comes out that you're possibly not her mother, she can't say a goddamn thing about it. She'll be upset, but she'll be like, I'm the only mother who cared about you. And it's just like, yeah, because you stole her, in my opinion. Nicole is talking to Madison. Madison called her for some help. Madison's in love with Chelsea. Madison is in love with Chelsea, and normally Madison is able to be a stoic, very much keep the emotions in check, be very cold, have a safe distance away from Patience. But now that she's in love with Chelsea and those emotions are bubbling out and she's feeling all the feels, she don't know what to do about it. And Nicole gives her some good advice on how to deal with it. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just in love, and when you're in love, everything around you starts to change. You start actually showing emotions. Just calm down. You'll be okay. Make sure you know how to separate your personal from your professional, and you'll be all right. Crewneck Ted goes over there to talk to Nicole, and Nicole is giving him no type of time. It's no giving him no type of answers. She is planting him up for face, and it's given that she is done. You can sing, Cece. If you don't go out there and embarrass yourself every time we see you singing to this woman, begging her back, asking her to take you back, ooh, but she might not take you back. But seeing as how Wiki Wonder is about to buy a house in the neighborhood, it's gonna be at the country club all the time. Yeah, I can see her not taking you back. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah. I can see her not taking you back after this one. Mind you, Nicole and Vanessa came to Uptown together because they were still at the house drinking, carrying on, having a good time. Nicole's asking Vanessa about what you talking about your marriage, and she don't want to talk about it, okay? And she's telling her you need to stay away from Joey Armstrong. He's very dangerous. And she's like, well, what do you know? Well, what do you know? They end up going to Uptown. Vanessa rode with her. And the ride share, because she got to find my friend, find my family, find my life 360 on Boozy Susie Doug. Boozy Susie Doug down there. And he done went off on Crewneck Ted talking about, you did all of this to me. You was spreading my business around the hospital. You was trying to make me seem like I'm somebody I'm not. You weren't really been a friend to me. And Crewneck Ted said I could have handled it better, but I did go to the chief and asked him, could I handle this privately when it came to talking to you about your behavior? Oh, I was just having a bad day. No, you weren't just having a bad day. You were having a bad couple months. You have a gambling addiction. You own the bottle real bad, okay, real bad, and you was getting the shakes. You were having your highs and your lows. Your highs was back to back to back to back back surgeries with no break. The low was breaking your own goddamn hand because you got upset. So no, you weren't just having no bad day. And Crewneck Ted tells him about the divorce. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, you're sorry now, but you weren't sorry before when you throwing it up in his face. Oh, okay. Okay, because I thought a hoe who been on a bottle and hitting them poker tables like it ain't nobody business got him and his wife up at some mess said something. Mind you, he done called the Boy Scout Jacoby down there to basically ask about Randy becoming a confidential informant. That Randy is going to go to Naomi eventually and have a conversation about taking a plea deal, but he want to know how we can set up this whole confidential informant thing to take down Jerry Armstrong, especially if the man had him try to commit an unaliving. Yeah, yeah, that's what he's talking to Jacob about. And Jacob is on the straight and narrow. Jacob ain't just gonna let nothing go. Jacob is like a dog without a bone, okay, chasing. Why must I chase the cat? Nothing but the dog in me. Okay? Jacob is not going to let this go. So Vanessa rolled up and she was like, ooh, a cop, a cardiac surgeon, and a realtor walk into a bar. What y'all talking about? So y'all want to lie to me and then think y'all got one over on me, and then eventually I put it together. Y'all want to tell me what it is. Jacob ends up running out of Uptown to go check on Derek. And Vanessa's like, what was that about? Was it about Joey? She like, what? You want me to stop having dealings with Joey? You want me to do X, Y, and Z? Yeah, well, that's a start. She was like, listen, you don't have a job anymore, and I'm holding all the cards. Don't forget, you and your gambling addiction is how we got here and why I had to do what I needed to do to cut the deal to make sure you stayed safe. So, remember this. You have no job, I'm holding all the cards, and if you want to live the life you've become accustomed to, you will make sure I stay happy. Whoo, she had to put her foot down and own the Derek. Vanilla Bean Ashley is feeling guilty for everything that went on, and she's sitting up here crying. She didn't convince Shanice to be Derek's physical therapist. Derek is going to leave the hospital in a wheelchair. There's no telling if he'll be able to walk again, but Shanice is going to be his physical therapist, so I have faith. But he is going through it. Everybody from Shanice to Vanilla Bean to Jacob is like, what made you hit that curb and go as fast as you were? Like, what did that? He'll never get to answer us. I think I know why. And when Madison comes back and tells him, you might be able to walk, you may not. I can't give you a for definite answer. He is looking like, what the hell is my life right now? Vanilla Bean is just sitting up there crying and it's just like, who Chile? We starting off to a crazy, dramatic, not even week. Next couple months is going to be crazy and dramatic. I'm telling you now, it's going to be messy.